life is birthing. I peek out from patterns, eyes peel back the lanterns. This surf is a swift one. It's a delicate thrashing, this undertow daunting. The task is at hand, not a moment too soon. When doubled and breaking, all wide-eyed and crazy, you whisper sweet somethings to the one you are saving. Your mirror in likeness, your servant in highness, the earth in one being, your body the queen. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself. I show for the earth from which I came, my prayers for you to do the same. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself. I show for the earth from which I came, my prayers for you to do the same. All we've got, it will spread it like comfort. We'll out all the insides and down all the corners. And when doubled and breaking, all wide-eyed and crazy, you'll whisper sweet somethings to the one you are saving. Your mirror in likeness, your servant in highness, the earth in one being, your body the queen. Your mirror in likeness, your servant in highness, the earth in one being, your body the queen. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself. I show for the earth from which I came, my prayers for you to do the same. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself. I show for the earth from which I came, my prayers for you to do the same. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself. I show for the earth from which I came, my prayers for you to do the same. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself. I show for the earth from which I came, my prayers for you to do the same. To you. For the earth from which I came, my prayers for you to do the same.
Hello, welcome, sisters. Hello, blessings. Welcome to the Reclaim Your Joy ceremony. I am so excited for this ceremony, for this celebration. Truly so excited. Thank you for being here. I am in a state of joy and wonderment of everything that's been coming in, and I can't wait to journey with you today. So I just want to take a moment and connect with everybody here on the live. Hi, sisters. It's so good to see your faces. So good to connect here. Blessings. Hi. Aw. Some familiar faces, some new faces. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So we're going to get started, and I just want to welcome you to really drop in as we go through. So we have some housekeeping things, and then we're going to drop into opening up the ceremony and really allowing the ceremonial space to hold us and to really support this process that we're going to be journeying through today. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alasia Sunstar. It is so nice to connect with you. Welcome to the Sophianic realm, where the medicine flows from the Holy Mother and really supports women on this path of divine feminine reclamation. I'm really honored to be here and to serve this medicine, to support you and your experience of your life path, of everything that is arriving for you right now in your journey. And I am a Sophianic medicine woman. I'm a womb sovereignty oracle and a divine feminine leadership mentor. And I support ascending women like you who are on this path of divine feminine reclamation, reclaiming their power, their wombs, their sovereignty, their freedom, their voices. This is what we are here to do in sisterhood, and that is what my mission is all about. So welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. And today's ceremony is going to be about, I would say 75 minutes to 90 minutes. It just depends on the flow, how much we're celebrating, how much magic comes in this space. So while I have an outline and I have like the initial download and some notes that I've received, we also very much live in the moment of the spontaneous spark of creation that happens in these spaces like this, especially when women come together and we're all here. So I always allow time for the oracle and all of us to arrive so we can really journey together. And so as I just start to go over some housekeeping things, I welcome you to just take a moment and settle in and make sure that you have everything you need, right? You all saw like how to prepare in the emails, but just make sure you have, a water, your notebook. I hope you all have your cup of joy. I'm really excited about the cup of joy. I don't know what magic is coming from it yet, but it's like super fun and I'm really excited. So I hope you all have your cup of joy. It can be as simple as a joy cup of water, or it could be like I made some ceremonial cacao because I haven't had ceremonial cacao in months because I was working with some other plants. So it feels really celebratory. So have everything you need. And because some of you are new to my space, anytime that I hold a healing experience like this, where I'm working in the collective field shamanically, I like to just share a little bit about where this medicine comes from. So you have an opportunity to feel into your body if this feels aligned for me, this resonates. Obviously, if you're here, it's resonating on a deep soul level, but I also just like to really offer you the pathway of consent for receiving shamanic energy work and Sophianic medicine. So Sophianic medicine is very powerful, it's very gentle, and it speaks individually to you and also to the collective experience. And it listens to the pulse, right? So as I've been feeling you all come in and sign up over this last week, I've been receiving so many pieces. And, my medicine comes from Sophia, from God. So I'm a Sophianic medicine woman, and my medicine and all of my teachings and my spaces are rooted in divine will and building on the foundation with God, with Christ Sophia. And so everything that I do is in service to that divine will, and that's the energy we're working with today. So you never can place expectations on a space like this because it's up to God how the medicine arrives and flows in. All we know is we can trust the process and the frequencies and the songs and the light language that I use that comes in. It's all coming from that Christ Sophia logos, that energy, and working with the one true living God source. And it is connected to the rose lineage and the grail lines, which many of you who are here are connected to the rose lineage and the grail lines. And so as we do this clearing and this ceremony today, we're also going to be really supporting those lineages and your own lineages, of course, too, your bloodline. A lot of this work is going to support your bloodline today. So it's really exciting. And so, like I said, as I share that, before we go into the shamanic journey, and even now, you can just really start to feel in to, does this feel good for me? Do I want to receive this shamanic field work today? And just really giving yourself that permission to feel into your body and the wisdom it holds. It's an important part of your reclamation. So I just want to bring that forward. And yeah, today I'm going to be sharing an energetic transmission with some codes around how to detect and cancel out these joy stealing programs and the consciousness behind it and like all the stuff behind it that's connected to it. And then we're going to take a healing journey, and then we're going to really reclaim that joy from a place of power. So this is a power retrieval today. You're going to be calling your power back. And I invite you to be really present and be in your power during this ceremony, really reclaiming it in that sovereign space, right, that you hold. So as we move through the ceremony, I just invite you to like lean back, receive, be in your feminine, just release the expectations and enjoy this process, have fun. We're going to be clearing some not so great things today, but then we're also going to be incorporating a lot of joy in this. That's the whole point. So I just welcome you to be with any emotions that arise, because when we are clearing these things, there can be mixed emotions that come up, right? Because you're releasing the heaviness, and then you're making space for the light and for the new energies, the new frequencies that are rightfully yours to return. So if you have been in a purge, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I just welcome that here. Like, don't feel like you have to like be on or anything, right? Some of you are on camera, some of you are off camera. This is your process. So I invite you to honor your space, what is aligned and true for you. And you can receive this in any way. And that's sitting up, laying down, being as active in the chat as you want, or just receiving. There's no right or wrong way. It's totally your process. And I honor you for that. So I do encourage, though, if you are feeling called to share in the chat, I definitely encourage that, because that's where the fun really amplifies, when we weave together as sisters and we share. And that also helps me receive, especially as we're going through the transmission. When I start to receive for like, as you're sharing, like, oh, this is coming up for me, or I've been clearing this, that allows me to also receive that medicine. So it helps to amplify what we're already doing together. Yeah. Okay, great. So we're going to drop in, and we're going to open the space together with our cup of joy. And then we'll get into the transmission, the journey. And then there's a really beautiful practice that I have to seal in the journey with joy. And then I also have a really special offering that I am extending today for you. So I'm really excited to share that as well. And yeah, let's begin. So as we start, though, I'd love to just hear from you, like maybe 1 to 3 words right now of how you're feeling coming into this ceremony, on the precipice of really intentionally, consciously reclaiming your joy, reclaiming your power. Yeah, like I'd love to know how you're feeling. Okay, let's get my notes. Mm. Sarah said, I woke up with a headache and my mother's energy is very present in my body last hour. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for sharing that about the headache. That absolutely can be part of the purging process. I personally have been purging, especially yesterday. Yesterday, it was like a really deep purge day for me leading up to this, because collectively, I'm also holding that, right, of alchemizing the space. And so there was a lot releasing. Like I had some body aches. My partner had to do some body work on me this morning because my body was like really processing some stuff out. So yeah, that's totally part of this process for sure. Yeah, purging these days with a cold almost didn't get on after visiting my parents. Yeah. Yeah, visiting your parents, the home grid, Anka, for sure. Yeah, and just being gentle with yourself. I am just after a sudden breakup and I need reclaiming myself. Aw, yeah, sister. Just honoring that process for you. Mm. Proud of myself and so grateful to have found your teachings in this medicine. Aw, I'm happy you're here, sister. I'm excited to see you. Yeah. Claudia, feel excited after headache. Yeah. Mm. Strongly in neutralization. Yes, body works a lot. Heavy in body with grief and rage because I've been going through a major purge, so I'm ready for joy. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about grief today for sure. Thanks for sharing that. Potent, blissful, but physically heavy. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Been doing a lot of death and rebirthing this year and I'm ready to reclaim my power. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that feminine cycle of death and rebirth. I know we're all familiar with that. I know I am. Yeah, I feel like I've gone through 100 deaths this year. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. It just started gushing rain here. Yeah, you know what is so funny about the rain? As I was preparing the space this morning, it started like storming outside. It hasn't rained in days. And I'm in Florida, so it rains like all the time. And it started raining. I was like going out and started singing with the rain and the wind. And I was like, yes, the clearing is starting. So feels good welcoming that elemental spirit in. Yeah, so much grief this year. Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that. So, all right. What I would love, sisters, is just to invite you to start to settle in. We're going to officially open up the ceremony space now. And just invite you to relax and get comfortable. Beginning to just start to call back all of your energy. Calling back all of your energy, all of your parts across all time and space. Calling back all aspects of yourself, all stations of identity, calling all of your energy back into this present moment, intending to be present here and now, settling in, welcoming in your higher self, your greatest self, your 12th dimensional God Source avatar to overlight this process today. Welcoming in the land that holds you, the grid under your feet, the land that you find yourself to be on, and just giving gratitude to the land, to the rain, to the elementals for holding you. Thank you, Pachamama. Just grounding into the land, feeling your connection. Welcoming in your guardian teams who are in full service and devotion to the one true living God Source, who are here to support you. And beginning now to welcome in all of our ancestors who are well and healed, ancestors of tradition, multidimensional ancestry, your different lineages, your Grail lineages, your starseed lineages, the ancestors of your kin, welcoming in your bloodline ancestors who are well and healed, who desire to support you as we go through this journey today. Beloved Holy Mother, Holy Father, Christ Sophia, Great Spirit, infinite source of all creation. God, we welcome you into our ceremonial space today to hold us, to guide us, to provide the medicine, the miracles, the breakthroughs, the downloads, the keys, the codes, the upgrades, the blueprints, the templates, the activations, the instruction sets, all that is ready to be received today, to be reclaimed, God. We ask for you to facilitate the process in accordance to divine will. God, please speak through me, move through me, flow through me. Allow me to serve my sisterhood in a way that supports their highest good and the highest good of all. In your holy name, God, we give our gratitude, love, and reverence to you for all that you have blessed us with and all that you will continue to bless us with. We praise you as we open up our ceremonial space today with the intention to release all that is no longer serving, to release all of the joy-stealing programs, to dismantle all of the inorganic joy-stealing programs that are promoting the consciousness, worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, shame, releasing those, God, and calling back all stolen power that is connected to joy. May every sister reclaim her joy codes, her blueprints, and her templates. May every sister reclaim her soul gifts that bring her into her joy, God. We ask and pray for this ceremony to flow with ease, that every sister may be supported with her process as we call in the spirits of Christ to surround and protect this space, bringing in the frequency of unconditional love and joy. With deep love and gratitude, God, we thank you, and we open up our ceremony. Arigato, yashikiano ebanayo, yo yo yo. Ooh, ooh, ooh. May every sister reclaim what is hers and give back what is not. And so it is. And so thank you for opening up our ceremony. I can feel the potency in your presence is deeply appreciated. So I would love for you to grab your cup of joy, and we're gonna begin to drink and imbibe together with the spirit of joy. Okay. So everything has a spirit, and we're going to call in the spirit of joy. And so just a little fun tip for you, whenever you're feeling like you could really use more joy, you can call in the spirit of joy. Okay. All you have to do is like calling in the spirit of joy, God, and it will shift the frequency. Okay. So I want to know, like, how is your process? What are you drinking right now? I'm so curious. Um, what magical joy cup brew have you had? You know, because you can alchemize all of your drinks, right? So this is also my joy cup. My sister got this for me for my birthday. It's this massive, giant mermaid, like water jug basically, and it's so mermaidian and so me, and she got it for me and it brings me so much joy. And so I also have this, and I alchemize the water and I put a bunch of fun codes and songs in it, because you know you can sing into your water and you can bless your water too, and you can put anything you want in it to become, you know, that inner alchemist that you are, to really allow the water to transform you. So I would love to welcome you to have your cup of joy and really start to feel into like what it would feel like to have joy be a part of your life every day. Like having your joy embodied, where you have practices and you have like things that you love to do and you do this every day. Like joy isn't like, well, I do it some days, but it's like, no, it's just a part of who I am. Joy is a part of who I am. I always experience it. It's just a part of my life because I'm choosing that, right? So yeah, let's check in. Organic rose tea from a favorite cup with my shamanic dog overseeing. Oh, how cute, Anka. Super cute. Yeah. Orange pico tea added. Oh, yeah, orange juice. Oh, yum. That sounds so good. Oh my gosh. Organic orange juice is so good. Ooh, rock rose with nettle, cloves, and slices of an orange. Oh my gosh. That sounds amazing. Wow. I love these. This is so fun. Thank you for sharing. That's bringing me a lot of joy just to hear about it. So let's lift our glass and toast together in the spirit of joy of coming together and kicking these other programs out and reclaiming the joy today. And so just take a moment with your joy cup and just enjoy it for a moment, however you want to, in whatever way feels good to you. Mm. I'm so happy right now. So my cup says it says a Lene, and I got it. It means to sing. And it's just a really special cup for me. I got it when I was in Washington. I was guided to the Cowlitz Reservation in the state of Washington. I wonder if any of you have been there. The Cowlitz tribe. They are such a happy, joyous people. Like the energy on the reservation there was like unlike anything I've ever experienced because I've been to several reservations, and so I was guided to go there, and then I was like, what does that mean? What does that name? What does that mean? I was like, I'm just really called like it was like what their casino hotel like was. And the woman, she's like, oh, Elene. She's like, it means to sing. I was like, oh, of course, like, of course, right? Because I'm a songstress. I'm like, of course I was called here, right? So anyway, that's my story behind it. But yeah, finding joy, right? Every day, right? River water from the Austrian Alps. Oh my gosh. Yes, Avatara. Yes, I love that. Okay, so let's talk about joy stealing programs. And I'm curious about your experience with these things. So, right, obviously, we know that we're on this fallen planet and we are bringing the grids back to life through the grid work, through this healing work. We are bringing Christ Sophia back to this planet. We are releasing the inversion and we are birthing the new earth. That is what we are doing together. It's an experience. And a big part of this is recognizing what is inorganic, what is organic, and how to not let the inorganic influences on this planet control you. That is what reclaiming your sovereignty is all about. And when you can, oh my gosh, that's so weird. My light went out. Whoa, 1 second. That is so weird. Oh my gosh, my ring light just went out. I said that. What the heck? That is so crazy. Hold on a second. Okay, I don't know what happened, so we're just gonna go with it. What? That is so. Let me try one thing. Hold on. Maybe I just blew it out by the frequency. It's an adventure, y'all, right? Adventures and okay. I think it overheated or something. Thanks for your patience. Okay. Yeah, time for candles, right? I know, right? Okay. All right. Here we go. So anyway, right. So we're reclaiming our sovereignty. Yeah. And so being able to recognize like, oh, this is inorganic, or like, oh, this is definitely something that's trying to harvest my energy and steal my joy. So when we can recognize these things, we can then reclaim it and be like, I'm not available for that, right? So things like worry, anxiety, fear, and doubt, like I'm already like clearing these out. It's like these things will get like seated in your consciousness, and there will be like seeds of them, like, and you know what an implant is, right? So like an implant is like in your etheric field, and then it is connected up to like these bigger things that are harvesting the energy, right? So like the fear, like these fear implants or these like seeds of doubt that get planted in you that make you doubt yourself and like, oh, like you can't trust, right? So they take you, especially like doubt, right? These inorganic programs, they promote power loss. So if you can see them as that they are like promoting power loss, pain, and suffering. Now it's different if like grief is different, right? Because there is organic grief that happens, and it's important to like hold space for that. I'm very familiar with grief. I hold space for a lot of grief. I feel grief a lot. And that is like a different thing than like an inorganic thing that is just like keeping you looping and stuck in something just to keep you stuck there, right? And worry, especially, is like, it is like one of the biggest ones. And then that also ties into that anxiety and also then creates fear. And then all of a sudden, you're like in these realms where you're living from fear and you're not even in the present moment. And so these programs, because that's what you could think of them as, like computer programs, they take you out of the present moment and they take you out of your power. When you're in your anxiety, if you're worrying about something, if you're in fear, you're not in your power. Now, if you're in trust and faith and you know, and you're in your confidence, like you're in your power, where even if your mind can't figure it out, you trust God because you have that authentic relationship and you know that all of those things are just an illusion trying to get you to not feel connected and safe with God. Right. But when you build that relationship, that's why the foundation of all the work I do is like, what's your authentic one-to-one relationship with God's source, creator, infinite source of creation, right? With the Christ. Like, what is your relationship with that? Because that will really allow you to go deeper into your own reclamation when you have that solidified relationship with the Father, with the Mother, and really coming home to that. So these consciousness programs, these implants, these like frequencies can be sent out, especially through the grids that you're on. So you might notice when you go to a specific grid or like a town or something that like a lot of people are in fear there, especially if you're a grid worker. I can collectively pick up on like what's being pumped out through the grids because that's a huge part of like what I'm here doing on planet Earth. And so it's like, whoa, there's so much fear being pumped out through the grid. And then, therefore, these people are getting pummeled with fear, and then they're living in fear or scarcity or whatever. And so those things are being sent out. They're in the field, they're being sent out through the TV, through, programs, through the news, all these things. And then they're in your field. And then if you're not clearing them and you're like giving energy to them because you're feeding them, then it's just going to continue to loop you, right? So these are the things that we want to just take note of and what makes you spiral, right? So today we're going to ask God, like while I'm talking about this, like asking God to reveal where these are in our field, right? Where are these things? What are the programs? What are the pieces that kind of hook us in? And release them today of whatever you're ready to release and whatever you're choosing to like let go of to create more space for joy. And we're going to seal this up with the light of Christ and really bring in the frequency of joy. And society right now is absolutely plagued with anxiety. I mean, it's like truly like an epidemic happening of like the amount of people who are living. And I understand because I lived in anxiety for years, and I have someone close to me in my life I have two people who are really close to me who struggle with really intense anxiety. And whenever I'm around them, all of my anxiety comes back up. And I remember how I used to live like that. And it's like, holy shit, how did I live like that for so long? Right. Well, I was medicated, right? I was on like antidepressants or whatever. I don't remember what it was, like a long time ago. But like these things, right, of like coping with anxiety, when really it's just like, hey, come back to the present moment and focus on what's here instead of creating all these timelines that don't exist from this inorganic program that wants you to project things that aren't even true. It's just trying to get you to project something that will continue to feed it. Does that make sense? Let me know if that's making sense. I just want to do a check-in before we continue. Sarah said, recently unearthed like a doom imprint with a part I've been integrating. Yeah, the doom imprint. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, right. Worst case scenario type things, right? And coming, speaking from experience, I lived a lot of my life planning for worst case scenario because of my trauma and growing up in abusive households and being in abusive relationships and having a fuck ton of trauma. I lived in that. So I hold deep compassion for that. And also, I literally lived in the future like constantly because I was an event planner for over a decade where I was planning things out to a T, months, years in advance for these major corporations and all these things. And so it was my job to think ahead and plan out all the different scenarios instead of really being present, you know? So I had a lot of programming that I had to unravel. And a lot of that comes from the mind and releasing mind control. So a big part of what we're going to be doing today is clearing out mind control as well around these things. Because when you recognize that part of this is releasing these implants, these programs, these consciousness traps, these like things, these siphons, these hooks, releasing them from the energetic field. And then what happens is after this is integrating, right? When those things come up again, as they're clearing out of your field in your life, you can see it as, oh, okay, that's like an inorganic thing that I'm not consenting to anymore and I'm not feeding. So it's clearing out. And I have a choice right now. Do I want to feed this or do I want to just be like, I'm not available for that? That's not real. I'm shutting that down. And I'm going to focus my energy elsewhere. Right. And having that replacement practice and that replacement mantra and like actively choosing it over the past paradigm is really what will allow you to embody it. But in those moments where maybe it does show up, it was showing up for me a lot over the last few days preparing for this ceremony. And I recognized like, oh, I'm purging these out because I was like, this doesn't even feel like myself. And like I've outgrown these things, right? And you're here because you've outgrown them and you want to create more joy in your life. So it's time to release them. Another thing is expectation, which is a sneaky thing, but this can steal your joy from the present moment and trusting in divine will. So what I recognize very deeply and what I have been really embodying this past year is that when you place expectations on something, which is very natural to do, and I'm still learning how to master this, right? But the less of an expectation you can have on it allows it to then expand more, right? So like if even like coming into this ceremony, right, of like, oh, this is what it's going to be or whatever, it blocks from the organic creation of what it's meant to be in that highest divine will. And it can put a cap on your joy if you have an expectation on something instead of being open to like those infinite possibilities. And when the mind projects onto something, it's capping its expansion. And especially in the way we're going with like feminine led, womb wise, sovereign creation from the feminine vessel, the mind will never understand where we're going or be able to contribute to the feminine creation in a way that is expansive because the mind only knows where it's been. It doesn't know where it's going, right? It can't conceive it. So having an expectation for something can lead to disappointment. And that's why a lot of times women, they don't want to get their hopes up, right? We don't want to get our hopes up because we don't want to be disappointed by something because we have an expectation that this is how it's going to go. And then we don't feel it. And it's like, well, that sucked, you know? So working on how can I show up and be present and trust that I'm going to receive everything I need from this experience and release the expectation around it so I can actually receive and not letting all of these programs control you and influence you. And something that I always say to my partner, because I'm still working through, trauma. I have a lot of layers of trauma in my bloodline and just like what I've agreed to take on and understand. And, sometimes I'll go into a trauma response and I will start trying to like create from that. And I'm like, no, okay, I'm not going to do that. And then he'll sometimes not so much anymore, but because we've gone through this enough, but like he'll respond to the trauma response in me and then try to create with me from there. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, don't feed that. Like, that is not actually like the truth of what's happening. That's just me in a wounded part that's coming up for healing. I don't want to create from that wounded part. I don't want to create from that. I don't want to create unless I'm in my power. And that's the place that we're trying to get to of creating from power and from faith and from trust, right? Can you feel that in your womb as I say that? It's like creating from that place of power and trust and faith and devotion, and really creating in a sovereign way, and not letting the fear or the anxiety or the worry dictate how you create your life and how you live your life. And that's what we're releasing today. So thinking about what self-care do you need as you're moving through this, and really holding space for you. Like if you have struggled with anxiety or worry, doubt, and fear, I personally have struggled with all of these extensively, like debilitating at times, honestly. So like really holding space for those parts of you that may have been living like this for a long time and are ready to like be released and, as Sarah said earlier, integrated, right? Integrating these parts. And what I've recognized and what God has really helped me to understand is that anxiety is a response to not trusting divine will and God's plan for you, and that you'll be able to handle what occurs in the present moment. And anxiety is a power loss, and you're giving your power away, right, to a timeline that doesn't exist. And that is stealing the joy from creating in the present moment. So something you can do when you recognize this is happening is to just really stop and breathe, right? Like say you notice like, oh, I'm getting anxious about something. Stop, breathe, come back into the present moment, recognize the inorganic program for what it is, and really tune into like that frequency of divine will, and that everything is working out best case scenario. And when you have that understanding, like everything's working out best case scenario, you're immediately connecting into that highest timeline. Best case scenario is the highest timeline, God's plan for you, right? So trusting, like, even if it doesn't go according to plan, knowing that something better is always coming, and really adopting that as your belief. So choosing to reclaim that peace and joy in that moment. And in that choice point, that's when you shift. And say, for instance, you go through the loop and you're not able to get out at that moment, not shaming yourself and not judging yourself for it after you do get out of it, or you recognize, oh man, I've been in this for like a couple hours or something. Not shaming, not judging yourself, not making it mean something about you, but rather just being like, oh, okay, that's here. How can I support this releasing? Because I know it's not a match for me anymore. And recognizing some of the things, like, were you around someone who has a lot of anxious energy? Did something come up that activated you into an anxious or worried state or a fear state? Did you watch something that was sending out a fear frequency? Did you see something on social media, right? Whatever you're digesting, did something occur, or is it just like a thing that is being pushed out through the grid that you're on? These are all things to just consider. And, recognizing how, like, what activates these things in you can also support you in clearing it out on your own time as well, and calling in more. So we're going to release these programs today that are in your field now that are ready to be released. And we're going to replace them, right, with activities that bring you into joy, because this will restore and nourish you. And that's going to be the fun part for you of really receiving, like, what are these activities and these like beliefs and things that I really love that bring me into joy, that will restore and nourish me as I am really going through a healing process of like not being controlled by these things anymore, and really coming into this new year of 2025 with like a renowned sense of passion and excitement and truth of, this is who I am, and I'm choosing joy, and I'm choosing to be more in my joy. I had a moment the other night when I was receiving all of these downloads for the ceremony, and I had this moment where I'm like, what? I'm not going to do anything in 2025 unless it's like a full body yes. In my service that I offer, right, for Sanctuary of Sophia and my personal life, like, I don't want to do anything anymore that isn't a full body yes. That I maybe have created or done things, like, I really want to focus on that and choosing that. And that's part of my intention today. So feeling into for you, like what brings you into a frequency and state of joy? Like what, when you think about it, like just like closing your eyes for a moment and thinking about what has been one of the most joyful experiences of your life? Like what was the brew? What was the medicine brew? What was the elixir of joy? Like what were the elements? Could be simple, could be elaborate. Like what are the things that you notice, man, I'm really in my joy when I'm doing these things. Like I have more fun doing this than anything. And how can I incorporate that more into my life, in my day-to-day life? So I'm just going to give you a moment to feel into that. Maybe write it down, and then we're going to move into the journey. And I just want to invite you to, if you have a little bit left in your cup of joy, just save it for the end. If you don't, that's okay too. But if you have any of your joy cup left, we're going to work with it and practice at the end. Celebration. Okay. Right. So does anybody feel called to share, like, what is when, like, you're having the time of your life? What is, like, the thing for you? And you're like, I'm in my joy zone right now. I'm totally in my joy zone. I personally am in my greatest joy when I'm singing and journeying, holding ceremonies, and being with the plants, being in nature, just really being in my shamanic fae self, and really just being connected to, yeah, to the organic essence of life and incorporating music and dance and song into that. It's really fun for me. Dancing and music, I love. Yes, I love that too. I was doing that all day today. Singing and creating music, being in nature, swimming in beautiful waters. Oh, yes, being in the water. I second that. So good. When I'm in nature, always joy, with animals too. When I'm singing rituals, when I'm sharing with a sister, it's a safe, deep space. And I play board games. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's fun. I love that. Having been with babies. Aw, yeah. And with nature, both is paradise. Yeah. Oh, yeah, children. Yeah. Yeah. Aw. I'm just really feeling your joy as you guys are sharing this. I'm just feeling that arrive. Let's just like call that in a little bit more. Calling in that joy. Joy is like our natural embodied state or organic state, like joy and bliss and creation, like that is like the natural state. And while we're still moving through these times of rebirthing this planet, we have to remember that. Do you ever feel sad sometimes because you feel like a part of you is missing, or you don't feel like yourself, like on a soul level, and like feeling that, it's almost like you're like, I can't put my finger on it, right? So today I really want to like call those parts of you in. I want to invite you to do that, where you can really call these parts of you in who are really wanting to return to you. I can feel them arriving as we prepare for this journey. I'm in water, painting, and smelling flowers. When I create plant wands, elixirs, have long conversations with partner for hours and hours. Yeah. Oh, beautiful, Anka. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Okay, loves. So we're going to move into the journey. So if you'd like to put your intention, your living prayer in the chat, I'm going to give you a moment to do that. And then we're going to begin. So however you best like to journey and receive healing, you can lay down, you can sit up, whatever you feel good in, and then I'll guide us through. But I would love to receive your prayer, your intention. If you want to be witnessed in it, if you want to share, I invite you to do that. And then we'll begin. What are you calling in? What are you claiming? Receive. Remember. See. Remember your wisdom. Remember your story. Receive. And we're here. Yeah. Mm. I'm calling back my innocence. I'm calling back my joy. I'm calling back my innocence. I'm calling back my joy. I'm calling back my innocence. I'm calling back my joy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mhm. Witnessing your prayers, receiving them. Thank you. Beautiful. I love all the codes y'all are dropping with your prayers. It's very potent. Mm. So beautiful. Yes. Mm, yeah, so beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Amen, sisters. Aho. So it is. These prayers weave in. I feel you. I see you. I honor you for your courage and for voicing your prayers, your truth. So we're going to begin now to move into the journey, to the field work. And so if you've never journeyed with me before, this can be a very co-creative experience for you. So as I'm guiding you, you can just lean back and receive. Or if you're also in the moment you're being guided, right, where you feel like you want to sing, obviously, please all stay muted. But if you feel like you want to sing, if you got to shake your body, move your body, you're gonna, if there's a purge coming up, you gotta burp, you get hot, you get flushed, you feel the plasma. It's all part of it. So just honor your process. You may receive visions, you might just be in a complete state of relaxation. You may even fall asleep. It is all perfect. Your higher self, your God self is facilitating this, overseeing it, right? So that's why we called your God self in. And you can trust that this is exactly what you're meant to receive. So I welcome you to settle in now as I begin to guide us. Oratia, sukuratia sukurashia karasaki, aria korana wakiara so laki shkiarako, aramiano kia chiato reshia sata, uyaki anasuku yana, ya uata, iakaraki ananadato shikai, oya ema he kano. And so, as we begin now, settle in. E amawe, amawe, amea. E amawe, yawe, yo. E ganda we, anda he, anna e yo. We banna we, amma e kayo we ya. Gaia Sophia wea, Gaia Sophia wea wea nage gamba wea, wea wea medicina ea, esa mahe gamwea medicina. And so beginning to drop in, feeling all of the energy from your mind moving down through your central channel into your heart. Dropping in, dropping in, dropping into your heart. Feeling the presence of Holy Mother Sophia arrive with a beautiful forest. We're going to be journeying through the sacred forest today. This is an Avalonian forest connected to the Avalon grids. So just beginning to see the emerald forest. Ikaya as we begin to enter together as sisters, walking into this beautiful emerald forest of pine trees, of spruce, the freshness, this beautiful forest of ancient trees, wisdom, the ancient energy of Gaia Sophia, untouched here in this space. And as we enter this forest, there is a beautiful golden river of light. It is a golden river of Gaia Sophia, and it holds the Christ frequency. And we are going to be journeying in this river today. And so as we approach the river, I just invite you to move your gaze to the sparkling diamond golden plasma river of light. This is a healing river. It holds the frequency of Christ Sophia. And we're going to float down this river today. Sophia's like, we're going to float down. This is a beautiful floating goddess river. And we're going to just lay back and float. And as we get into the river, it's going to carry us. We don't have to do anything. We're just going to lean back and receive and be in this beautiful river of organic life. And so I invite you to step into the river, immersing yourself in the golden plasma, Christ frequency. Immersing yourself into the river. Perhaps you dip under like a mermaid. Anoint your crown, feeling the presence of the Holy Spirit, the Holy Mother. She begins to wash your field, cleansing and clearing of any energetic debris that is ready to go in this moment, to begin to support your field in this field work clearing today. Urariata tia korasokura shia karasakaraki karakaskura karasakaraki shikirariatu karasakaraka. Holy Mother Sophia, as we journey down this river today, we ask for your support and your blessing, your love, to wash and cleanse our fields of all inorganic programming that is ready to be released. Beginning to flush this out of the cells. Cleansing and clearing any static in the field. Any overlays of artificial influences or AI programming that is designed to collapse joy out of the field, releasing that now. Shoo. 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 Clearing it out. And as we float down this river, as things are starting to clear out, there's a beautiful, beautiful medicine of ease and relaxation flowing in. It is orgasmic, and it is just completely enveloping the body, your entire field, your entire light body in ease. This is feminine ease that is arriving, and it is completely enveloping all that is being alchemized So just allowing you to be in this frequency of ease, that clearing out these programs has an opportunity to be really easeful. And that's what Sophia is really communicating. She's like, hey, this doesn't have to be this big thing. We're just going to command it out from a sovereign place. We're going to command these out today as we're being supported in this beautiful flowing river of organic Christ energy. This is the true organic 12D Christ energy of light that heals all. Christ heals all things are possible with God, with Christ. And so as we float down, we're just going to begin now to command out any and all wounds that are present, that are connected to the absence of joy. So as we start to clear out these programs, if there's any wounding here, you might receive a vision, something may come up for you. If there's any wounding here that is allowing these joy stealing programs to kind of nestle in through a wound, we want to bring a loving gaze to that wound now, asking God to reveal what the origin wound is. Perhaps you see a timeline, another version of yourself, and just gazing with love and neutrality, not trying to fix it, just witnessing the wound that is able to be open. It's kind of a blind spot. Just asking God to reveal that blind spot to you so we can bring presence and healing to that today. And the light enters me, only Christ enters me. And the light enters me, only Christ enters me. Just feeling the light of Christ come into that wound to restore, to bring balance, bringing the love of Christ Sophia to heal that aspect, that wound, to restore the wound, seeing it as healed, reclaiming that peace for you, restoring the organic architecture and templating, sealing that with love, receiving, being open to receive God's love, and honoring how hard it's been to feel the absence of joy. Niawe kia solahi tia nako. Ayana weaya. Yahawe. Ahana heya. Waheya. And as we continue to float, we can feel the restoration happening in the fields, in the cells, feeling the emotions, the grief release. And as the river carries us, there's a beautiful, gorgeous rainbow diamond sky appearing as we go around the bend of the river. There's a beautiful rainbow in the sky shimmering down, this diamond rainbow light to bless us and support in the next part of this journey, clearing the programs out. We command the release of all programs siphons, hooks, consciousness, traps, harvesting devices, mind control devices, and black box programming, Ariyama kura sakariyata, that are connected to the joy-stealing programs of fear, doubt, anxiety, worry, and shame. We ask this beloved Christ light, we ask Christ to release out all of these programs, devices, and implants, any inverted templates or cords, any enslavement devices, any inorganic entities, any curses or spells or black magic, AI programming, to be released now in the name of Christ Sophia. Flushing this out now, sister. Call in your power. See these programs releasing out, cleansing out from your field. Ayaki sakarakuraka. Release, 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 release. Flushing these out from the cells, flushing these out from the DNA, flushing all of these programs out that are ready to release today in God's divine will. In Christ's name, we clear these out. Any inorganic programming that is promoting pain, fear, or suffering, we cast these out now from the mitochondria, from the subconscious mind. In the neural pathways, we bring this beautiful Christ light flowing river through the spine, up through the brain, and the neural pathways beginning to form new pathways of joy. Any conditioning that has been created from inorganic programs such as worry, anxiety, fear, or doubt, we collapse that out now. Shiki amakusakaya kiyarariatoriasarariata. And we ask God to restore the organic architecture of the joy templating and the joy experiences that are meant to be present and aligned. And so as these programs are flushing out, you might feel the plasma starting to like heat up. You might feel a little warm. You might feel a chill. You know, sometimes it can be cooling. It can be hot. You might feel tingles. You might feel like you need to shake. Could also be like kind of itchy, you know, just allowing your field to purge these out and releasing out these now. We're collapsing these out now, and we're going to start to call in all of the power that has been lost and stolen, that has been connected into these inorganic systems that have been harvesting your power. So in this moment, as we float down this river, I want to invite you to really start calling in your power, sister. This is your moment where you get to call back your joy, where you get to reclaim this power and tap into the power of your womb right now as well. The womb is coming forward. Your organic womb consciousness is wanting to create with you through joy. And so bringing her in, allowing her to be here for this process as well, is going to be really powerful. Calling that power in, feeling that connection to your joy, feeling that connection to your sovereignty. You are a sovereign creator. You are here to live a sovereign, free life of joy, purpose, passion, being in your power, connected to your soul's gifts. This is who you are. This is what you came here to do. This is what you are calling back today. Calling in the beautiful Grail Queens of Sophia. Our beautiful Grail sisters of the Rose lineage. To witness and bring in the power of the feminine Christ to begin to collectively alchemize all that has been released. And as we call back our joy as a sisterhood, as a collective, we remember the power of the feminine Christ. and that our joy holds magnificent power that can change the world, that can change the fabric of creation. And through our joy emanating out in the world, we serve as the light, the beacons of hope and light that allow others to see what is possible. And this is what it means to be a new earth leader, a way shower, a path cutter, the pioneers, to hold the medicine of the grail. Calling your energy back, reclaiming all lost joy now, calling all joy back in, calling all of your joy back in, calling it back in, all of your joy across all timelines and space, calling in lost power connected to joy, reclaiming all joy codes across all time and space and stations of identity that are ready to return in God's will. Returning all soul gifts that are connected to the embodiment of joy, asking God to downstep the instruction sets and any templates and blueprints and gifts that are ready to be activated within the light body today, within the field, any soul gifts that are arriving that are connected to your joy that you haven't been able to fully experience or embody because of these programs, calling those in now, and we activate that. Calling in all of the DNA that's ready to turn back on, all of the soul parts that are ready to be reclaimed, we call them back in now. Yamawe, kamawe, awa, yawe, hawa, he, awe, ayo. Ay, ay, oh, ay, kano, ay, 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 ay. Feeling that power return, sister, feeling your soul parts return, feeling your joy return, feeling the laughter and the giggles and the excitement and the chills of what it means to be a woman and her joy, what it means to create from joy, feeling that in your cells and your womb, feeling that pleasure, feeling that ecstasy of what it means to really be in your sovereignty and to know that you are provided for, you are cared for, you are loved. You have the power to reclaim all that is yours and give back all that is not. And as we travel down this river, we begin to see a beautiful riverbank, and it's time to embark out of the river and onto the riverbank where there's a beautiful sacred fire happening and your cup of joy is waiting there, and there's a little bit of a celebration that is brewing that you can feel because it is time to celebrate this reclamation. We seal in the reclamation with celebration, with joy, with power, with knowing that even if we can't see it yet, we know and trust and believe in our power, and what we have reclaimed today is going to create a massive ripple effect and is going to continue to integrate and show up. And so as we each step out of the river, we step onto the river bank and we come up to the sacred fire, and there is a beautiful, beautiful portal of joy opening, and we are entering into the realm of joy. This is a beautiful, beautiful gift that God is inviting us into, to step into the realm of joy, the frequency of joy. And through this practice that we're about to do to celebrate, we're going to seal in this reclamation. We're going to move our bodies. So I invite you to start coming back, start moving your body, coming into feminine flow. And we're going to celebrate this ceremony. We're going to celebrate this reclamation and seal this in with a song and with maybe a dance to bridge in these new parts and this power. And so take your time, have fun with this. We're going to seal this in. And as we dive into this, drink your cup of joy, sing with your living prayer. There's nothing more powerful than singing, expressing your voice to integrate. Let your light shine and send out your joy into the world and really enter into this joy realm that we're given access to right now, and enjoy this process because it's going to be really fun. Return, 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 sister, to your joy. Return, return to your joy. We are beginning to dance and to play in unstoppable joy.
I wonder what might happen if all the beings in all the worlds were free from suffering and without desire and burst into unstoppable joy. I wonder what might happen if all the stars and all the skies were strung together with common thread and shone together with a common light, the light of love. I am that I am, that I am alive, unstoppable love. I am that I am, that I am light, unfadable light. I am that I am, that I am joy, unstoppable joy. I am that I am, that I am, that I am, unstoppable joy. I wonder what might happen if all the eyes began to see the mystery of love unfolding in the perfection of you and me. I wonder what might happen if all the hearts that felt the pulse would dance together to the rhythm of one song and sing united as one voice, the voice of love. I am that I am, that I am love, unstoppable love. I am that I am, that I am light, unfadable light. I am that I am, that I am joy, unstoppable joy. I am that I am, that I am, that I am, unstoppable joy.
Unstoppable joy, 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 unstoppable joy.
I am that I am, that I am love.
I am what I am.
I am that I am, that I am light. I am that I am, that I am joy.
Unstoppable joy.
I am that I am, that I
I put the name of that song so you can download it. It's called Unstoppable Joy by Maria Stark, and you can listen to that anytime you want to remember that you have just been initiated into the realm of joy by Christ Sophia through the ceremony, and it will bring you back to remember who you are, the truth of who you are, sister, and that joy is your birthright, and it is here, calling in that spirit of joy anytime, anywhere, any place, asking God to reveal to you what is the best joy practice that I can start doing to really anchor in this new embodiment. That is your integration practice right there. Okay. What is the best joy practice I can do that will help me anchor in this embodiment? Okay. This is the next step from this, right? When we do this healing work, we just cleared out so many things. I feel so good. My body is like, thank you, God. All that washed out in the Christ feel, oh, so good, right? And now, as sovereign creators, it is the next step to really say yes to this path of joy embodiment and really connecting into a practice that is going to help you connect to that frequency to help bridge the gap from this, right? So having a joy practice, having a joy playlist, right? Doing things every day, carving out time for joy, making it a priority, prioritizing it, having it on your altar, having something there, having joy reminders on your phone. I know it seems silly, but listen, like, especially for magical folk like us, like we have to do that because for me, at least in my experience, so many times I'm like, where's my joy at? You know, I have to constantly like call it back because we're living in a pretty heavy world, right? And there's been a lot that's happened, especially this year. So God has shown me how joy is really returning in a big way in 2025, and we're the ones who are going to help anchor it. So as you anchor it and you show up more and you prioritize your joy, even when bad things are happening in the world and it's hard, it's like having that and also not being afflicted by survivor's guilt and knowing like, yes, we can hold space for that, but in order for me to be okay, for me to hold space for the deeper, heavier things, I got to be in my joy, right? I've got to be able to access that. This is the work, right? So have a joy practice and really lean into it. Okay. And so we just sealed that. So just like officially bringing this ceremony to a close, right? We sealed that in with that joy practice. And I'm just going to invite you to call back in all of your power once more. Call in all of your power in this moment. Call it back. Call it in. Feel it arriving. Feel the shift that you just went through from the start of this ceremony until now. Recognize how you're feeling. I'd love to know, how was that for you? What was your experience like? Let me know in the comments. I see a fairy and a mermaid and some stars. Yes, I'm right there with you, sister. I'm like, yes, this is my experience as well. Thank you for speaking that language. I would love to know, how was that for you? What did you release? What was your biggest takeaway? Anchor it in. This is the space to do that. This is the space to do that. And I'm just gonna seal your field, sealing in this experience, asking God to seal in your field with a rainbow Christ light. Shukuyana sakararia tararia sarariata, sealing all of this beautiful medicine work into the grounding platform under your feet, weaving it in, anchoring it in, dropping it down with Gaia, sealing it in. Thank you, God, for this extraordinary experience and this blessing of feminine ease. What an easeful ceremony. Thank you, God. We officially close this ceremony with gratitude and love, anchoring that in, praying for peaceful, joyful integration and a lot of magic to arrive in the integration. I'm really feeling that. Just giving gratitude for all of you and for the guardians and for this river, this beautiful river. Oh my gosh, that was like so heavenly. You know, this river in Avalon, you know, that was such a gift. I didn't know that that was going to happen, right? That's the spontaneous Sophianic medicine, right? Of like, oh, that's where we're going. Of course, Avalon with joy, right? And the Fae. so deeply connected to that essence of joy, like so good, right? And like these are the kind of things that like when we get access back, it's like, oh my gosh, okay, now I remember. Oh, thank you. How can I incorporate more of that into my life, right? Mm. It was beautiful and deep. Ah, yeah. Thank you, sister. Thank you for sharing. I cried and felt the soft, healing, loving energy. I took my top off and held my breasts and remembered how much lovemaking brings me so much joy too. Oh my gosh, sister. Yes, that is absolutely incredible. I love that you honored that for you. So good. Yeah. Yeah. That river, yes, velvet love and sparkles, wound sealed, my mom's lineage through which joy was stolen. My body burning up now, the realm of joy, incredible magic I can't describe. Yay, welcome. Welcome. I feel like this is like my little fairy wand, Rose. She's like been supporting and guiding this whole journey, these beautiful like hot pink roses. Mm, it was a wonderful experience. Thank you so much. Need some time to find more words. Yeah, for sure. And Sophianic medicine, a lot of it is such a felt experience, right? It's a sensational experience. So sometimes it's like, whoa, I can't even put words to that. And that is part of the magic. Yeah. Thank you for this piece of my healing journey this winter solstice. The Emerald Heart is where I find myself here. Avalon, my love. Yes, the river was great. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much, sister. And received a pink gemstone in my heart at the, oh, sweet. Amazing. What a gift to receive. Oh, Jocelyn, I don't know everything that got released, but there's so much overwhelming joy that I can't stop crying. I've been releasing so much fear. Amen, sister. Praise God. I honor you for that. Yeah, letting that out. I got full body chills, releasing so much. Yeah, yeah. So while you are releasing too, like just be really mindful and take good care of yourself, right? Take a salt bath, take a shower, know that like your body just is purging out, right? And if at any time it gets a little intense or you're just like, need that, you can ask for that too, of like, hey, like this is kind of intense. It's going to be very much however you purge. So however you purge emotions and things from your field, it'll be like that. But just know that the medicine will integrate in a way that is most aligned for you. So being mindful, taking good care of yourself, drinking water, going to nature, grounding, being present. And yeah, I want to be mindful of time, but I have a really special, amazing, exciting offer that came through and I really want to share it with you because it's super fun and I'm so stoked. So, okay. If you loved this ceremony, right? So these ceremonies are something that I really love to do. It's a part of my healing work. It's a part of my service work that God has brought me into and that I absolutely love doing. And so the vibe of this medicine, the sisterhood, the healing, the experience of being together and reclaiming these things and being held, this is a big part of my world. And you would absolutely love being a part of Reclamation, which is my sisterhood membership. And she's going through a really beautiful expansion and elevation right now. I know some of you are in there, so you know what's going on. And this surprise is for you too. So it's super fun. And so I'm adding some new additions to the membership. And it's been a really big year for the membership. A lot has happened in our sisterhood space. And so as I've been listening, I'm adding some new things. And so if you're not familiar with my membership, it is the space, it is the devotional space, the temple space for women like you who are walking the Sophianic path of divine feminine reclamation, who are visionaries, who are really changing the world through their walk of sovereignty. Like where you change the fabric, where you go, it changes the world, right? So it's Sanctuary of Sophia's exclusive temple space for women like you, like oracles, priestesses, right? Womb keepers, medicine women, women who are coming into their leadership. And this is really the space where you get to drop in and be held and take off all your other hats and just really be held in your process and your journey of healing, of reclamation, reclaiming these parts. And so it's meant to hold you through all parts of your transformation. And so every month we gather together in ceremonies like these with different themes to reclaim magic and medicine and soul parts and gifts and all kinds of things that come in that collectively we're doing together, but also it's a very individual experience of your feminine Christ lineage and like what you're reclaiming as part of who you are and what you're here to do, connected to your mission, your embodiment, your highest path, sovereign creation. And so we have a ceremony every month. And also, in addition to the monthly live healing ceremony, my medicine library is in the membership, which I just counted it last night because I was like, what, how many hours are in here? There's over 65 hours of master classes, energetic healing trainings, and different ceremonies. There's like over, I think, like 30 hours of ceremonies, different ceremonies, the temple priestess ceremony, the wild woman ceremony, reclaiming your wild woman, all these different grid work ceremonies from Egypt and different things like Mount Shasta, reclaiming these aspects. All these different ceremonies. There's a whole section on womb sovereignty resources as well for your womb healing journey, meditations, all kinds of things. Has my medicine library in there that you can go through on a self-paced experience to really feel into what's there for you. And so it has all of these materials. And then you also will receive access to this sisterhood community space. And I'm actually moving it to Telegram in January, which is super fun because we are going to be adding some new things. So our community chat is going to be on there. And then there's also going to be a mentorship support chat where once a month you can drop in and ask me a question about anything going on in your process, whether that's your healing process, your reclamation, birthing your business, stepping into whatever you're reclaiming. And you'll get personalized, intuitive mentorship support from me, which is a really cool new feature that I'm adding. So you can drop in and receive that. And it's going to be this growing library of mentorship for women on this path. So I'm really excited about that. And then I'm also adding in weekly Oracle audio drops. So every week in the Telegram chat, as part of our membership, I'm going to be delivering easily digestible, potent Oracle transmissions around all of this stuff: healing, grid work, psychic protection, energetic hygiene, how to reclaim your power, divine union, templating and processes, healing sisterhood wounds, right? All of the things that we're doing. So that's a new feature that I am super excited about. And it's going to be this growing library of audio drops that are happening every week. And we also are going to be introducing a prayer garden to hold prayers and seed your prayers and nurture them throughout the coming years. So if you are a woman who is devoted to the path of really reclaiming your power, reclaiming your medicine, your magic, taking up space as the fullness of who you are and your divine expression, so that you can really come home to your true self in a way that's really aligned, and you want to be a part of a community that sees you and that you can really fully develop into who you came here to be at that level in your feminine through ease and joy and grace, this is the space for you. And this membership is really in an extraordinary space. We have an amazing community of women, and it's going to be really elevating in 2025. And so to celebrate the expansion and the elevation of the space, right now I'm doing something kind of wild because it's fun for me and this feels really good to offer. So if you join Reclamation by the end of this year, right, by 12/31, the next couple of days, if you join by the end of the year, you're going to receive a full day of voice messenger mentorship, coaching, and support with me, where we'll be in a container one-to-one for a day where we get to weave back and forth and you get to receive support on your process, breakthroughs, what's here for you that can be used anytime in the month of January to really get clarity on your path, what's here, and what's the next step. So for those of you who have worked with me, I'm very intuitive and I can receive and hold the highest timeline for you. That's why women work with me, because they have a feeling, they have a sense, and then I can open it up for them where they can really tap in. And then I hold that timeline for them while they're transforming, they step into it. And that's where the magic and the breakthroughs really happen. So that is valued at $222, and you'll get it for free if you sign up for Reclamation by the end of the year. And the investment is $77 a month, 3-month commitment. And then it goes month to month after that. So also the surprises, because I love the women in my membership so much. So I'm offering this gift to all of my existing members. And I know some of you are here, so I'm really excited to share that. You'll all get a day of mentorship with me as well. So I'll be in touch about that, just to really celebrate your devotion and for all the work that you've been doing. And yeah, I love connecting with you. I want to hear your story, sister. I want to support you. This is my life's work. It's what I love to do. And I really want to offer that. And so, for those of you who are feeling the call and really desire to be held in this space of truth, I'd love to really invite you to join us. 2025 is going to be a really powerful year, and the investment for the membership will be going up pretty soon for the membership as well. So this is a great time to come in and to also receive this surprise gift. So you can message me for more info about that. I'll also drop the link here if you want to check it out. And I'll also send it out here with the replay as well. And this replay will be up for 48 hours. And also, if you're more like, hey, I'm more interested in working with you one-to-one, reach out to me. I have a special exclusive offer for women who want to work with me one-to-one and want to connect into that. I have a special offer going for that right now too. So if you want to reach out to me, we can chat more about that. So yeah. So I'm really excited. Thank you so much for being here. I have a lot of amazing things planned in 2025. And our next healing ceremony and reclamation is going to be on the 111 portal, which is going to be super fun. I don't know what it is yet because there's a lot of shifting happening. So the theme hasn't arrived yet, but it's going to be really potent. And this ceremony will be in the space after in the new year. So yeah, I'm just going to check in with the comments, and thank you so much for being here and really receiving and doing this work. It's really important, and I am so honored to share space with you, and thank you for receiving me and my medicine and just supporting me too on my journey, because it really helps to be in spaces like this with all of you. And yeah, thank you so much. Checking in here, Sarah said, release something around my pelvis. Awesome. And lots of reclamation around feelings of joy, aliveness. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Aliveness. I love that. While you were guiding us on this journey, the wind was going so crazy. Yes. Amazing. Clearing support. I love that she came in to support you, sister. Aw, Anka, thank you so much. Totally recommend the membership. Yeah, I love having you in there. Yeah. Yay. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, sisters. Thank you so much. Blessings on your integration, blessings as you enter more deeply into the realm of joy. Thank you for being here. And I pray that your integration may be so beautiful and you may remember who you are, sister, and reclaim that power and that magic, because that is who you are. And if you are called to joining us, I would love to invite you to come into the membership with us as we really embark upon an epic journey in 2025. So, all right. Thank you so much. Blessings, sisters. I'll see y'all soon.